Okay, let me start with a question for you. If you saw a child, maybe 10 or 11, practicing piano 4 hours a day, every single day, for 3 years straight, what's your gut reaction? Is that abuse?
Or is it love?
Or is it a profound form of love?
And that exact tension is what we're getting into today. We're doing a deep dive into some excerpts from the author's book, The Idle Classroom, what K-pop teaches us about parenting in Korea.
Yeah.
And it really challenges how we think about success and, what it takes to raise kids who achieve it.
There's this one anecdote in the book that it floored me. It's about a 13-year-old boy, Minjun. He's on the Seoul subway at 9:30 p.m.
At night.
At night.
Yeah.
And he's clutching a math workbook and a violin case. He's just finished 2 hours of practicing Bach. And when the author asks his mother about this, this intense schedule, she just says it so simply. We want him to be excellent.
Right. And you see, from a Western perspective, our minds immediately go to certain places. We hear words like tiger parenting or academic pressure.
Right.
But the author really pushes back on that. She suggests that maybe it's not broken parenting at all. Maybe it's just a different language of love we don't quite understand.
So let's unpack that, because I have to admit, when I first started reading this, I thought the K-pop link was, maybe a bit of a stretch. Intense education, okay, I get that. But how is an idle trainee system really connected to a kid mastering calculus? Aren't they totally separate worlds?
Well, that's what's so fascinating. The author argues they're not separate at all. In fact, she makes this incredible claim that K-pop is, and I'm quoting here, Korean education set to music.
Wow, okay. Education set to music.
Yeah. The cultural DNA is identical. It's this deep-seated value that demands absolute, uncompromising technical perfection.
So the same drive that has a teenager in a tutoring academy, a Hagwon, until midnight,
is the exact same drive that has a K-pop trainee in a practice room for years, mastering choreography down to the millisecond.
It's one cultural machine.
It is. A machine demanding excellence. And here's the thing that's hard to argue with. It works. The author points out that these students aren't becoming the burned-out automatons that critics predict.
Right. You'd expect them to be, but they're not.
Not at all. They're often highly creative, globally minded, and this is the really surprising part, they often have a high degree of emotional intelligence.
And this is where it gets really important for you, the listener. The point of this book isn't really to say the Korean way is better, or worse for that matter.
No, it's not a judgment.
It's about shifting our own perspective, to stop asking, how could they do this to their kids? And start asking, how do they achieve these kinds of results?
It forces us to acknowledge the complexity of it, to see this profound dedication, even while, recognizing the very real shadows it creates, like exhaustion and maybe a sense of lost childhood.
So if you're out there aiming for some kind of excellence in your own life, this suggests that, well, maybe your definition of dedication needs to be bigger.
Yeah, more rigorous than what we might find comfortable.
So what does this all mean for us? That's what we want to leave you with.
Exactly. Here's the final thought. If love is, at its core, preparation for the world, how much of our own cultural definition of love is preventing us from expecting real excellence? From ourselves and from our children.
What forms of intense, even painful dedication are we just failing to see as a language of love?